Today I'm talking about the original Hills Have Eyes from 1977, one of director Wes Craven's earliest films. I'm a big Wes Craven fan. I love the Scream movies. The original Nightmare on Elm Street and New Nightmare are fantastic, and I was really excited to watch The Hills Have Eyes, one of the Wes Craven movies that has been on my list for a long time and I just never got around to watching for some reason. I do feel that it was slow at times, but the atmosphere that the movie has is extremely creepy. Also, similar to his earlier film, it's a movie where the victims are forced to stoop to the level of their attackers. The movie feels very bleak throughout, and then a tone of despair is carried through the performances of the characters, through the minimalist soundtrack, and through the actions of the villains. You feel kind of dirty watching the movie. It has a very grungy and dark look, similar to the original Texas Chainsaw Massacre, which Wes Craven has said he was heavily inspired by. The gore isn't too extreme. Although there are moments that definitely made me wince, I've also seen worse. And though I haven't seen Last House on the Left in its entirety, I would say that Hills Have Eyes isn't quite as disturbing as some of the scenes from that picture. The most recognizable face in this movie is Michael Berryman. I'm sure you've seen him in a litany of horror films. I think it's very clear that this is a filmmaker's early work. Wes Craven definitely improves as his career goes on, and though I do think that this movie is iconic and has a very recognizable face in it and is famous for obvious reasons, I don't think that it holds up as well as some other early horror films. For instance, the previously mentioned Texas Chainsaw Massacre, I think holds up much better than this one does. I'm not saying it's bad, it's just some things haven't aged quite as well. And also a few things come off silly and kind of have a weird contrast to the rest of the film. For instance, the dog, Beast, is extremely intelligent. The dog has just as many kills as one of the killers does. The dog is seemingly more useful than some of the human characters are in combating these cannibals. I did enjoy the movie. I do recommend it, especially if you're very interested in horror history or just a fan of Wes Craven's in general. No doubt an important film. I just don't know that it stood the test of time as well as some other films have. So The Hills Have Eyes, I'm gonna give it a 7 out of 10. A solid flick. Thanks for watching. Hope you join me next time.